I've been thinking about the design I had for putting cams back under the head, and matter of fact, a flat head. I did a prior video where I presented that concept. You'd have two cams rather than one. You still wouldn't. You would put the valves beside the cylinders, so there wouldn't be any push rods. One issue I thought about with that would be lubrication, but I don't think that's any worse than any other format. But I was thinking about it, and I finally decided maybe you could use that concept to retrofit prior designs, which have a single cam on a single side, and they have the intake and exhaust on the same side, and that has been likened to me as a hobgoblin of that design. So if you retrofit it to have two cams, you could put the intake on one side and the exhaust on the other side, and in consequence you'd also have four valves. The combustion chamber would be a little bit expanded, but I think in that design it's already expanded, and maybe it's better, I don't know. But anyhow, that would look something like this. I'm going to find out if I can draw. You'll have the crankshaft there. I think I'm going to have to make that a little bit expanded. On one side, you automatically have a cam like that. You have the flat of the cylinder deck. You have cylinders here that have always been there. And then you have two valves. One used to be extake and the other intake. But if you retrofitted a common lobe cam on there, you can make them both intakes, say on this side, and you'll have two intakes, giving yourself a little more valve. But then that's a very common I8, I6, I4 flathead design, and it would look like that. You'd have some access to those valves through here, and that would come down and hit the low cam there. Probably have a hydraulic lifter in there, and of course the lubrication problem there is not any different than you're going to adopt by adding the second unit. Let's see how we put that. Just add it along there. Lifter and a valve like that. So what you would do is just precision machine basically a side head onto it like that, and then you still have your pistons in the middle, and then the flat head that you put on there would be a little bit retrofitted, and you could therewith recycle older blocks and make them more efficient, more modern. And if you put oil squirters, which are kind of a modern take on that, modern take on lubrication, you could make sure you got lube up onto the valve stems and valve guides, and you could have like a basically almost call it a valve cover there. I think they would already have that on the older designs, but this would be more of a oil pan basically sealed up, and then you'd have access to the machining through here. And actually that would have to come down here because you'd have to machine from the bottom to to get the valve guide, and then the valve guide and the pot for the hydraulic lifter, and then you'd have to machine from this end. So anyway, that's my recommendation for a retrofit of a old flathead design with 2 valves per cylinder into a 4 valve per cylinder 2 cam design with cross flow rather than IO on the same side.